shows me red as soon as I switch. We are doing Delibird today, as we did ED last time. Speaking of, I need to grab my EV. My Glaceon, I should say. Delibird. There, you go there. Grab some eggs, and off we go. The switch was a success. Delibird wants to shine first egg of the stream. That'd be amazing. I've never really had two Masuda method hunts going at the same time. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm glad I'm doing this all on stream, and I wouldn't ever do this off stream if I do a Masuda method hunt. I would only ever do one at a time. Not like I had to do Delibird because of the holidays, but you know, we didn't get it during the holidays, so now we are kind of stuck here with it until we get it. Because I'm kind of committed at this point. But yeah. I don't know how many eggs I'm planning to get up to. Probably at least 150 on Delibird today. This is our minimum goal, probably. It's probably gonna take an hour and a half-ish, so. Even if we get Delibird on like this first batch of eggs or something, we have another like 20-ish eggs to go through the extras. So we have to go through all those before we can even get back to Eevee. Well, it's good to know I'm getting notifications and emails about my own stream, so hopefully other people do. I don't know why I have my, not like I have my own like notification bell on. I can't subscribe to myself. I don't know what YouTube's trying to pull here. This is a good song. Well, no first batch, but oh well. Miracles can't happen every day of the week, especially not on Sundays. Actually, you would think that the Lord's Day and all that, but apparently not this Sunday. He's still on vacation from New Year's. How was everybody's New Year's weekend? It's coming to the end of it, so hopefully people may or may not be back to school/work tomorrow, depending on restrictions and all that. Or maybe you're at home doing work in school or whatever. Might be able to get to past 150. Sorry, forgot how many eggs I get from this girl for some reason. There's another one, and how much Delibird hatches quicker than Eevee. We're already on our second batch. We'd only be barely starting to run with our second batch of eggs. There's Eevee, but we're already hatching a second batch. But I am filling up on eggs already in that box of random crap. I always mess up the release button, always on the last Pokemon there. On the 5th one every time. It's like the 5th Pokemon curse or some shit. Oh, I love hatching Pokemon that, or I love hunting for Pokemon that hatch so quickly. It's like the only saving grace when it comes to a Masuda method hunt is if the Pokemon you're hunting has a low step rate, or whatever it's called, hatch rate. So nice. Imagine if Delibird got other moves other than Present. Like had a... Like Present obviously has its signature move, but if it had actual other moves that like normal Pokemon learn, like someone would have to come up with a move pool based on it. And even though Delibird's base stats are, I think, god-awful, would Delibird ever be competitive if it had an actual, like, normal Pokemon move pool? The obvious answer is no, but it would be cool. See Delibird in, like, a draft league or some shit. Good year, very good year. 1996. I mean, I don't know, I wasn't born, but from what I heard, good year, good year. But 97 though, that was the year of all years. Oh my god. Let me tell you about the old shiny of 97. I lied. I wasn't born, so I didn't know. '98, the penultimate year of your boy being born. So obviously this one will be shiny, but 99 will be. 1999, the year of the Delibird. The year of the pink Delibird. Wouldn't you know it? Oof. One hundo. I keep thinking, like, I really enjoy playing Animal Crossing for like the month and a half that I did when it came out, you know, prime lockdown and quarantine and all that, March and April. But then I just slowly kept falling out of it. I would just do my daily stuff and that's about it, like not really upgrading much, not really decorating, and then now I'm just kind of just out of it. But I'm like even less motivated to play it because I haven't been able to transfer my island from my old Switch to this one. Because I got the transfer tool thing for this Switch, but I have to go and get the other Switch for my brother and install the thing and then transfer the thing, and I'm not even then when I do, I'm gonna have to do it, but still not like when I do it, I'm still not even gonna be too motivated to play it. So it's like, my island's probably full of weeds. It's probably under the water. All my villagers are probably dead. I was exhausted at dinner today. Pretty busy day at work, and also I had a bunch of caffeine, so it was probably the low that's hitting me, but I had a coffee before the stream after dinner, and then drinking a Coke now. Keep me awake. hoarding up the eggs. That one spot or two that don't have an even number of eggs in my PC is bothering me. Gotta hoard them up before the batch hatches. .106, this was when we got Hatena, so matching shinies. Oh. Back to back 106 shinies? Oh, I know, it wouldn't be back to back because EV is at 240 now, 260, 240. Golding, is what she says in the anime. I know I just said she, assuming genders, but my bad. Actually, it might have been. I forget. Goldeen is one of the ones that has a gender like difference look-wise. I notice a lot of Pokemon have that when it's a female who has like a smaller horn or something. Like Heracross. It's a smaller horn, but also it's shaped different. But yeah, Goldeen, female, has smaller horn. There's another Pokemon with a smaller horn. I can't remember what it is. This is a female. Oh, that was a male. Whoops. It's weird hearing a black and white like song end in like a Game Boy sound, an 8-bit. Because it was on DS. Did you know? Oh. Whoops. Oh, love that. Already getting the, to be fair, it's been a while, so... If then I just started, like, today, it'll still last for, like, a good day or two. Pikachu spawn. After this, I'm going to be gone for about a minute or two. I will be right back. monstrous shiny appear. Okay, I will be right back. Enjoy some fire tunes. See, I'm back. See, it wasn't that long. tapioca pudding with cinnamon on top. One of my favorites. Super good. Highly recommend. Could have done with a little bit more cinnamon though. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. Shine nice and pink for me. Delibird doesn't appreciate my freestyle. I understand. To see something like the odds of hatching an egg from a batch. Like you have 5 eggs hatching at one time, such as 5 in 112. What percentage is that? I guess it's still only it's essentially a 0.01%. No, that can't be right. What is 5 over 112? Like, because 0.01% is 1% is 100. 10,000. No, okay, I'm doing this wrong. Oh, it's a 1 in 102.4. I think that's, yeah. So every single batch of eggs, not per egg, it's every batch of eggs, there is a 1 in 102.4% chance that you have a shiny in your batch, which in percentage is I guess if that makes sense, a 1%. No. Does that make sense? A 1.024% chance? I think that makes sense, but I could be wrong. No, I did it the wrong way. So if it's 1 in 102, let's say, a 1 in 100 is 1%, so 1 in 102 would be slightly less than 1 in 100. Or slightly less than a 1% chance. It's be like a 0.9% chance. Which is just pretty much the same percentage of pulling a 5-star in Genshin Impact without pity. Oof. I think I fried my brain a little bit just even looking at that calculator. I think I have it figured out in my head, like how to do it, but I can't put it to practice on a calculator. Hello Trace, welcome to the stream. Do you have to kill the Pokemon when shiny hunting in the grass? If you're doing the encounter method, yes. You have to kill them or catch them up to 500. So if you go to your Pokedex and go to that Pokemon, it'll say number battled. And then you get max odds of finding the shiny once you hit 500 battled. So yeah, that's either killing them or catching them. But there's no sort of chain or anything. People say that there was a chain, but I'm pretty sure there's no chain. It's just a flat rate every time. I think it's every 100 battled, it's like you go up a tier of shiny odds until you hit 500. So you can use up all your moves on your Pokemon, leave the route you're on or whatever, heal and come back. There's no like breaking the chain. Well, that's a good question. That's a good question for yeah, for someone who doesn't know. Sword and Shield, I mean, there's always Masuda method, and that's like pretty much the base game shiny method. That isn't Dynamax. Before Dynamax Adventures, it was essentially just Masuda method because it's efficient. But the encounter method it's cool, and it's definitely way more satisfying finding a shiny through that way. It's just a lot more tedious. Especially if you're hunting a Pokemon that you can only find in the wild area, because they're level 60 every time, so you have to come with a pretty powerful Pokemon to be able to kill them all to get to 500. You've killed 817. Rookidee is a Pokemon I want like to shiny hunt, because I honestly have never done one, and I do like it. Yeah, you're at 817. You don't have to kill anymore. I mean, it's a good way to see how many you've seen, I guess, if that's the way you like it, if you keep killing everyone. But if you have a separate counter on the side, or even if you don't, like I use counters, but that's just because I find I'm curious on how far it's gonna go. But like, you're at 817 now, so you don't have to kill them anymore. You have max odds, which is, if you have the shiny charm, it's 1 in 512, so it's the same as Masuda method, what I'm doing now. Or if you don't have the shiny charm, it's still it's 683, so it's honestly not too much worse if you don't have the shiny charm. But yeah, they definitely made it very confusing on how they were explaining, at the beginning at least, how they were explaining the encounter method in this game. There's definitely, like, I think Pokemon.com have their own page about it, but they don't ever mention a chain. People are thinking, oh, you have to chain them because every time you kill them, there's a higher chance of that Pokemon appearing next, like from the spot that you encountered them in the grass, but there's no chaining anything. It's just straight encounters, which is nice and simple. It's pretty much like the Let's Go thing with the chaining, but not as... I guess it's kind of simple, because Let's Go you only need to get to 31, and then you kind of just sit there, wait for a shiny to appear, but this is like, grind up to 500, then you kind of just roam around and encounter stuff, like old school Pokemon. But they never did a good job explaining it. In either game, actually. Let's Go didn't really have a good explanation on their shiny method thing. Because that was literally their only way of doing it. There was no Masuda method in that game, so kind of sucked, but it was relatively easy as well. Hope you got your Rookity soon anyway. You should. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. It is kind of weird, you're only encountering them. It definitely saves time. You don't have to go through, even if you have battle animations off, you still have to go through all that and the XP and all that. Yeah, honestly, there's no real point to, unless you really need to grind out XP for some reason. I would just encounter them, run away, encounter them. It is kind of funny how Shiny Rookity changes kind of drastically when it comes to Corvisquire and Corviknight. I like it though. It's not bad. It's subtle. I really hope my controller doesn't die. It confuses me every single time it happens. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I've heard, I got a shiny Amura from the encounter. It was a long time, it was like 2300 encounters, but that's a long one. It's just so satisfying to see it, like, right there. And then having to go through all these eggs. Even though the egg one, at least, like, once it hatches, you know it's yours because it's obviously your egg. Whereas in the wild, you do have to, like, hopefully catch it, not kill it or anything like that. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, Rookity, if you're starting out as a game, or starting up the game, Rookity honestly is like a must. Like, so there's a lot of Route 1 Pokemon in this game that you could go all the way with, like I did in my first playthrough of the game. Minus Nickit. Nickit's a cool Pokemon, but once it evolves, it's not good. I would not use it. Not recommend. But yeah, Rookity's pretty cool. And I do think you're going to enjoy it. If you've never seen the storyline of Sword and Shield, which would be rough. It'd be hard to, like, stay away from spoilers in this game, but if you haven't seen or played through the story of this game yet, I feel like most people enjoy it. Especially if you like the very first time when you're seeing Gen 8 Pokemon for the first time, it's pretty cool. Oh, so yeah, that definitely that means you don't have the shiny charm. So yeah, it's a 1 in 683, I think. So assuming after 500 you're at 817, 317 out of 3 or 683, you're like halfway to odds. So you know, could happen any second, really. But yeah, most people really like Corviknight. I hope you do too, especially shiny. Like I would love to get a shiny Corviknight. I feel like if I ever do an encounter method shiny again, which I will, I feel like I'll do Rookidee. I really don't like doing the wild area Pokemon. I like doing the root Pokemon like that, like the small ones like Rookidee and all that, because it's easier and they're way easier to beat to get to 500. Especially the first time playing this game, like in particular, not only the Gen 8 Pokemon, but like the feeling of it almost being an open world game and just seeing like the fields and stuff. I don't know. It really immersed me the very first time. Whereas like first time ever playing Sun and Moon, it was cool, and I liked the tropical feeling of it being like in Hawaii, essentially. I don't know. Definitely immersed me. I hope this Delibird doesn't take me like 2,000 eggs, because that's gonna bring me into like February, maybe even March. And by the time that happens, like this was supposed to be for like a Christmas thing, and it's March. It's gonna be freaking Easter by the time I get a Christmas Pokemon. It won't make any sense. I feel like for Easter there has to be some sort of a bunny rabbit hunt thing. Everyone does Baniri, but I feel like I want to be different if I do some sort of Easter bunny hunt. I kind of want to go for like shiny Bunnelby. I kind of like shiny Bunnelby if I'm being honest. I like shiny Baniri, and I've never gotten it in like on a mainstream console game that wasn't Pokemon Go. I don't know, I feel like Bunnelby, not Diggersby, I'm not evolving it, but Bunnelby. Diggersby is barely a rabbit. I can't even think of any rabbit Pokemon. Bunnelby. Diggersby. I don't know why I remember freaking Diggersby's like I guess you could say voice in the Kalos. It was Kalos, the X and Y anime. I have no idea why I remember it, but I do. I think it's just so stupid. Diglity, diglity, trio. Also, the gym leader music in this game, holy, so good. You may have heard it when you played the Beat the First gym. Such a good music. Like, I sometimes sadly, kind of zone away from the music in a lot of Pokemon games. That people are like, oh, why? This music's so good. I listen to it all the time. I'm like, oh, I barely noticed it was there. But like, when I played this for the first time, and I think I noticed it on the second gym, to be honest. I didn't really notice it on the first gym because it was over in 3 seconds, because he has like 2 easy Pokemon. But like, some good stuff. I really like X and Y, especially the games. Oh yeah, honestly, X and Y, I think I watched every single episode of the anime. It was pretty good, really good. And then the games, yeah, I need to go back and replay the story at some point, somehow. Maybe in Pokemon Y, because my Pokemon X is like installed into my system because I bought it a long time ago with a system that was all, like, it came with it pre-installed. And it has like my save data and my, well, it doesn't have the shiny charm, but all that. So I might have to play Y because I played X, but only because like the story, I'm pretty sure is like, it's really deep, but I didn't pay too much attention to it. I remember bits and pieces of it. But yeah, they were not bad. I did like a lot of the like areas on the map. Like, they were very nice. Lumio City was nice looking, but it was very confusing. But there's a lot of places that just look very nice. They really nailed the what's it called? Like the 3D camera, because it was the first one that had like, it was 3D. I mean, literally, Lumio City, you just go around in circles with like the camera like essentially in the floor facing up at you, or what it felt like at least. And I, for one, am a fan of the 3D models. There's definitely a few that are questionable, but for the most part, I really like the 3D models. The 2D models, some of them are like nostalgic, but the 3D models are, I mean, it had to happen at some point, because you can't just live in 2D world for the rest of your life. And I think they did a good job. Why they couldn't have made them HD and bring them all to Sword and Shield, I don't know. Because essentially after these 2 DLCs, whatever Pokemon were like allowed into the game were allowed, and then whatever's not, which is roughly like 250 Pokemon-ish out of the national dex, probably won't ever make it into this game, because I don't think they're ever going to make more DLC for this game. Which is fine, to be honest. The 2 were fine. They're probably going to make some sort of remakes this year. And then either Gen 9, goddamn, or some sort of second version of Gen 8, like Sword and Shield 2 or Ultra Sword and Shield. Which I kind of hope. I honestly don't know if I can be ready for a Gen 9. It took me so long to figure out what Pokemon are what in Gen 8, to be honest. What evolves into what doesn't evolve, what type is everything. Kind of confusing. enjoyed Pokemon Black and White also, but I think everyone did. I also did. Like, I've only played those games once. Played Black and White once, or I played Black once, and then I played White 2 only once before I lost the games. I'm gonna rebuy them at some point and play them again. But from the one time I've played them each, I did like it. At first, I'm kind of on the fence about Black and White 2 with the whole white and black Kyurem and the DNA splices. Only because instead of having 2 legendary Pokemon on your team, yes, as a kid I used legendary Pokemon on my team. You know, roast me. But instead of having, like, you could have Kyurem and then Reshiram and Zekrom. With the DNA splicers, I mean, it did turn Kyurem essentially into a powerhouse, but you now have an open slot for a Pokemon you just don't have. You don't have a 7th Pokemon to bring in there to fill in an empty slot, because frickin' Reshiram and Kyurem just morphed into one. But as a kid, that was like literally the only thing that bothered me about Black and White 2. Definitely added to the story. Like, I think Black and White had a pretty good story along, like, by itself, with the whole end thing. But then, with the addition of, like, the morphing, definitely added to the Black and White saga, which was really cool. I definitely liked, at first, when I first played the game, the look of it, because it was still an old DS, right? Like, it was the last game of the original DS before it went into 3DS. I really like the UI of, like, the menus on your screen, like, with the whole, like, I don't know, everything looked like a digital, like, TV screen sort of thing. Not in battle, well, kind of in battle, but, like, when you were out of battle, like, on your map and everything. Everything looked pretty modern-ish. And it was, I don't know, it was just good looking. The whole Dream World thing and the, whatever it was, the C-com or something com, that didn't make any sense to me as a kid. Kind of still doesn't, if I'm being honest. We are not gonna play this song. Is this all lo-fi? Oh, this playlist has been added to recently. No, I don't know if I can play this. Oh, they added all the different cities from Sword and Shield. Sweet. This is lo-fi, so I'll have to turn it up. I think. Yeah, so Black and White is pretty good though. I'm definitely, like, that one, I feel like I'm gonna play that one. Play Gen 5 again before I play Gen 6 again. Oh, this is really loud. I'm sorry. But, yeah. Probably play Black 1 again. And then at some point I'll play White 2. Just because I like Reshiram more than Zekrom. Yeah, I've played through... Why is it doing that? I've played through Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire... I want to say twice, because I was a fan of it. I don't remember if I've ever actually fully played through the original Ruby and Sapphire, or Emerald for that matter. I own Sapphire and Emerald, but I don't know if I ever actually fully made it through the games as a kid. Because I started in Gen 4 when, like, the DS came out and all that, so didn't have access to, like, money to be able to buy the old games, and I never had the old games. like the Game Boy versions, like Fire Red, Leaf Green, and all those, and Ruby Sapphire. So when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out, I'm like, this is sick. I really like Gen 3. Gen 4 is my favorite, but Gen 3's, I quite like Gen 3 as well. I don't know, like, they definitely, the cutscenes, like, there were definitely cutscenes in that with 3D that X and Y didn't have too much, other than at the very end with the Legendary. And the whole weapon and everything. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna start back up here, because I don't know if I can play this. Oh wait, I've played this already. But yeah, I really like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Mainly because, yeah, I didn't play Ruby and Sapphire originally. So basically, people who did play it were like, oh, it's just a remake. It's not that great, other than like the primals being added, which was really sick. So I quite liked it. But I know people who... Is this song playing or what? I know like a few of my friends, it wasn't their favorite. Yeah, I wish I had, like, I've tried using emulator, even for games I already own in person. Like, I've done a few emulator, like, runs with my friends with, like, Fire Red usually, because that's their favorite. Another game I've not played through fully. I own Leaf Green, but I haven't played through either of them, I don't think. Even though it's just a remake of the first games. But yeah, I think I had a Heart Gold emulator that I kind of started playing, but didn't make it too far. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are like top-notch games. Diamond and Pearl will probably be my favorite just for nostalgia's sake, because that's where I started, but Heart Gold and Soul Silver were peak. And I never actually fully played through Platinum. Having said that, favorite was Gen 4, because I got Platinum for like my birthday or something, where I bought it with like money I got as a kid. I started playing it, made it like 2. I chose Turtwig only because I had chose Piplup, my favorite from in Diamond. So I chose Turtwig. I think I made it through 2 gyms before it evolved into a Grottle, and then I lost the game, and I haven't been able to play it through that. So yeah, I've not been able to play through that. So I think on my list it's definitely Black and White and Black and White 2 and Platinum. Like, those are... I need to get those games again. Honestly, I think I might play through Platinum before Gen 5, only because I've never played through Platinum and I really want to. Because it's also, up there with people's list of good Pokemon games. You loved how the Pokemon can follow you? Oh, I don't know why they have not brought that back since Sword and Shield. They have only brought that back with Sword and Shield, and only through the DLC. You have to be on one of the 2 DLC islands for Pokemon to be able to follow you. I don't get it. I also don't completely understand why I like Heart Gold and Soul Silver that much, because it's based in Johto. I only recently have been starting to play through Gold, the original Gold, through the virtual thing. What's it called? Virtual console on the 3DS. So maybe that's why. And also I guess the you get to play in 2 different regions in those games is really cool. Johto and Kanto, right? Yeah, Kanto. So that was also really cool. But they definitely nailed like a lot of the sprites and stuff, and the music and the map in those games. I definitely want to hunt a full odds shiny Lugia in that game, or not Lugia, Ho-Oh. Well, I guess both. You could technically do both in both games. But I mainly want to do Ho-Oh. I've seen the shiny Ho-Oh sprite in that game. Oh my god, it looks so good. This is not the same. Guess not. Swear to God, this was the same song, but it does. Oh yeah, no, never mind. It's different. Da, 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 da. This like remix. What is this a remix of? Ruby Sapphire. Oh, the Victory Road. Okay, that makes sense. Victory Road and Hoenn. It literally just sounds like you're like a cowboy adventurer for a moment there. But it is tough. I guess it is Victory Road, so that makes sense. Makes a whole lot of sense. Also makes dollars. I need to stop boosting. I need to get more eggs from this girl before this batch hatches. Give me eggs. Now. Preferably ones with a shiny Delibird inside of them. Now. Favorite Pokemon is Aggron? That's kinda... I love hearing people's favorite Pokemon. Unless they're, you know, Charizard, Rayquaza. Pretty much just those two, because those are like, you know, basic, to be honest. And it's always like interesting. Even people who don't play Pokemon, obviously you do, but people that don't play Pokemon is interesting hearing their favorite Pokemon. It's usually a Gen 1 Pokemon, because obviously. But just like, if they're just like, when they're unique like that, I just like, it's always like interesting to know why you connect to a Pokemon. Like I don't think I've ever heard of someone whose favorite Pokemon is Aggron. I am a fan of Aggron. I like Aggron. I like its Mega. I like the whole line, to be honest. Aeron, Lairon, the whole line. I'm quite a fan of Aeron, or Aggron, sorry. My favorite Pokemon, it's kind of a dark horse. Not horse. That was no pun intended, by the way. It's actually Mew, of all time, Mew. Horsea is like tied for second. Like it's between Horsea and like Cast Form. Really like Cast Form. But it's always back and forth between who's second, Horsea or Cast Form. I would almost have to say Horsea only because it evolves. Because Cast Form is kind of just by itself. Like, I like the whole Horsea line. Like, Seadra's okay, to be honest. But I really like, I do like Kingdra as well, quite a bit. But Horsea is just kind of just cute and there. And its shiny is different than the other two. And I kind of like its shiny, with it being the dark green. But yeah, favorite Pokemon of all time is actually Mew. That's also why it's on my overlay. But I couldn't get anything to work with Mew, so HorseaGames. Now I know I sound kind of basic by saying, "Oh, it's a legendary Pokemon. Of course it's gonna be legendary because it's legendary. That's why you like it." No, like I don't know a whole lot of people. I know there's like, especially on this side of the world, you don't see a lot of like Mew merchandise, to be honest. In Japan, they have a lot because they kind of have plushies of literally every single Pokemon. But Mew's like, especially of all the legendaries, Mew's like you don't get a whole lot of Mew representation. Having said that, you don't get really any Aggron representation, but it might be the your choice. But I bet there's some sick Aggron, like definitely plushies out there. Maybe some T-shirts of like, I don't know, the whole line, like an Aeron, Lairon, Aggron sort of shirt out there. I don't know. But I don't know. Mew's just kind of cool. Like it's cute, but also like it's powerful. It's literally like the origin of all Pokemon, which makes it cool. It can learn, I think, virtually like 99%. They say every single move in Pokemon it can learn, but I've actually looked it up. There's like 6 or 7 moves it can't actually learn, so they lie to you. And they're like weird moves as well that you would never hear of. But yeah, that's my story. Squirtle, yeah. The Gen 1 starters are up there. It's really cool, like it's funny when it comes to Gen 1, like favorite Pokemon, like I was saying, especially when it's people who don't like play a whole lot of Pokemon or don't know, their favorite Pokemon will usually be a Gen 1, and more than half the time it'll be one of the starters, like one of the starter evolutionary lines. And it's mostly Charizard, because obviously, but if it's not, then a lot of the time it is Squirtle, which I do like. Like, not Charmander, it's Squirtle, which I like. Like, I'm kind of a fan of Bulbasaur as well. Like, I like all of them, but Squirtle and Bulbasaur. I only like Bulbasaur because it gets neglected, because people like the Charmander line, because obviously Charizard, and then, yeah, people like Squirtle as well. And I also have this thing, like, I really like the color blue. So I have this, like, gravitation towards, like, water and ice types. I don't know. Really like them. And then dragon types as well. Like, those are my 3 favorite types. Water, ice, and dragon. No particular order, really. They're kind of just all my favorite. So if I had, like, a list of, like, my top, I don't know, 20 favorite Pokemon, probably half of them will be water type, to be honest. Honestly, yeah. Oh, no, honestly, they'll all be like water, ice, and dragon. Apart from, like, well, cast form, because it's normal, but. Don't like Charizard anymore, Neil. Honestly, praise. The only time I'll like a Charizard is if I pack some sort of expensive Charizard card. Between not only like this year, but the year before, when, you know, they announced that Charizard was getting a G-Max form in this game. Right after it had 2 Mega Evolutions. Like, I don't understand why. Don't understand why this Pokemon gets so much love. And then it also has, it has its old cards, you know, in the card era with that, you know, go for, you know, cajillions of dollars. But like it's had a good amount of newer card representation as well. It's had a bunch of, pretty much every era of Pokemon card, they have at least 1 or 2 or 3 like Charizard cards that are expensive. Every single year. Like X and Y had the Charizard cards from that Flash Fire set at the beginning. Sun and Moon had the what was it? It was like Charizard and Reshiram from Cosmic Eclipse. Did I not count that? Okay. And then now, obviously, with Sword and Shield, it has it has its full art G-Max form and normal V and all that, as well as that super expensive shiny V card that people really want. I'm like, oh god. It'd be amazing to pull it, because honestly, I've never sold a Pokemon card in my life. But if I somehow pull that, if I can even get my hands on a pack, I'd probably sell it, because it's worth like a stupid amount of money. Might as well sell if I got it tomorrow, might as well sell it while the stock market is high, because eventually Pokemon card prices will start slowly coming back down to its about regular price throughout this year, I think, and then, you know, they'll be affordable to everyone who isn't freaking hella rich or a YouTuber or some whatever. Normal people like me. Well, that was the other reason why I really like Gen 4. I don't know, I just remembered that. Gen 4 had probably some of the best music, if not like the best collection of music in a generation of Pokemon than any other generation, I would say. I'm amazed they didn't give like Rayquaza some sort of like Rayquaza is probably like second or third most like favorited Pokemon around the world, behind Charizard, and it doesn't get nearly as much love as Charizard gets in, well, everything. I'll probably do 2 more batches of eggs, bring us to 175, a relatively even number, and I think I'll end the stream there. Might as well change. Yeah, honestly, like Pikachu will always be the mascot, but Charizard, I mean, it's also funny. Pikachu's a mascot, but they always try to like they put Eevee in there. They're trying to get Eevee as popular as Pikachu as like a mascot, and I would almost say it is. Like, I like Eevee, but like it's never going to be as mascot worthy as Pikachu. But putting both of those aside, like Charizard, like money-wise, runs Pokemon. Between the games, and everyone using them, and the freaking cards, all the Charizard cards being like stupid priced because it's effing Charizard. I don't understand. I simply do not understand. Oh, please give us some last egg magic or some. This isn't the last egg. We're gonna one more batch. Okay. One more batch of 5. Never picked a fire starter until Sword. Yeah, because I obviously said water is my favorite. I picked almost pretty much all water starters. Like, I'll pretty much pick Squirtle every time. The only difference is that I like water types, but one of my least favorite water types of like all times, Totodile and that whole line. So when it comes to Gen 2, Cyndaquil is definitely my man there. Other than that though, I would almost never pick a grass starter. I have picked Chikorita before it in Heart Gold, but that's like through my second time playing. I picked Chikorita. The other two starters don't look good evolved to me. Yeah, I mean, Cinderace to me is just like, and I know what they're going with, like, you know, soccer player. Cinderace is way too humanoid to me. Like, more humanoid like than Gardevoir in my eyes. Inteleon is, I will say, kind of a disappointment. I don't know why they went that way. Like Sobble, you know, crying little lizard. Drizzile, you know, it kind of just looks like a, you know, an edgy teen sort of. But like, I'm like, okay, you know, middle evolutions never really look good. And then Inteleon comes out, and I don't understand why they went through, like, Secret Agent. I don't know why they did that. Like, if I'm being honest, Gen 8, not the greatest starter family. But I probably would have to say, like, Water was, like, okay. Bit of a letdown for me personally, but I think overall the best, like, I kind of just said it there. The best, like, family to me overall is probably Grookey's line. But even then, honestly, all of Gen 8 starters were like kind of disappointing. Like, I honestly, like, okay, Cinderace is a soccer player because it's England. Kind of cool. I do like its move, the Pyro Ball. Very cool move. Grookey in that whole line is kind of like a monkey with hitting sticks, and then it turns into a drummer. Kind of cool. Pretty cool. Never done something like that before. And then I don't understand Inteleon. I don't understand why they did that. I really don't. Its G-Max is kind of cool. It literally gets a water gun, but I don't understand. But honestly, Gen 8 all around was kind of disappointing. And it's really the only time I would ever actually agree that Grass had probably the best overall family. It's like, out of all the generations, I think this generation... Oh no, I guess Decidueye was really cool. Like, I think Gen 7... Because I know Incineroar is usually a love it or hate it kind of Pokemon, but other than that, I think Gen 7 overall has some of the best starters. Gen 4, obviously. Really like Gen 4 because I'm biased. But yeah. Yeah, honestly, the only fire starter I would ever pick, well, really starter in general, I'd pick any time over a water type would be in Gen 2. Do not like the Totodile line whatsoever. Would definitely, like, I always pick Cyndaquil. Swordus, worst starters ever. Yeah, honestly. Like, Gen 1 is obviously nostalgic. You'll you know, someone will always like a Gen 1 starter somewhere. Gen 2, like Cyndaquil, I'm a fan. Totodile, some people are like, I'm not a fan of Totodile. But also Chikorita's there. Wait, no. Yes. Chikorita is there. And I kind of like Chikorita. It's kind of weak, Meganium. But I kind of like Meganium. It's whatever. Gen 3 is Gen 3 is also really, really good. If I'm being honest. Torchic and Combustion are not great, but Blaziken's not, like, Blaziken, Swampert, and Sceptile are all pretty cool in my eyes. Gen 4, obviously, I really do like pretty much everything in Gen 4, not gonna lie. Being kind of biased here, but Gen 4, kind of good all around. Gen 5 I was a bit on. Gen 5 is also my kind of disappointment with water types, not gonna lie. Like, Samurott I kind of understand now as it being like a samurai sort of thing. But the first time I guess the only time I played as a kid, it kind of let me down. Duat was very cool. Samurott was like, it was okay. I'll use it, but it's okay. Before I hatch this last egg, Gen 5, what was the other two? Oh, Tepic. Yeah, Embor was... It was okay, like, the whole Tepic line. Tepic's cute. Pig Knight, no. But Ember's alright. And then, Superior probably, honestly... Overall, as a consensus, I would say Superior's line probably wins. Not to me, I would say. I'd still say Samurott just because it's water, but Samurott's line is probably honestly the best. Then Gen 6. Gen 6 was pretty good. I never understood the whole Fennekin. Like, I like Fennekin. I didn't understand the... no shiny, honestly. No shiny, unfortunately. But I never really understood the whole witch fox thing. I did like the fire psychic typing. That's very cool. I just didn't wish they turned it into like a witch sort of looking thing. Very humanoid as well. Planning on getting shiny Aeron. I have a beef to pick with shiny Aeron on this stream from a while ago. I've been trying to I've tried to horde hunt it in Alpha Sapphire in a certain spot in a cave. I've tried 2, maybe even 3 times now, and I've gotten 2 shiny Zubats and then a rare, pretty rare, so I'll take it, shiny Sableye, but still no shiny Aeron. So that is still a shiny I would like to get on stream because I have beef with it at this point. Because I also really like it. Yeah, that will be... hold on, I will release these first. But that will pretty much be the end of the stream for today. I should be streaming tomorrow night around the same time-ish. Between 7 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So whatever time zone, whatever time that is in your own time zone if you're not Eastern Standard Time. For anyone else watching, if you're watching it after the fact, if you like this kind of stream, this chill sort of shiny hunting stream, make sure to subscribe and like the video or like the stream if you're watching. That'll be then though. All the links are in my description, I believe. Twitter, Discord, it's all there. Twitch, for the times I'm ever streaming on Twitch, which I'm hopefully doing more of this year. Streamlabs donation link down there if you feel like it. Really helps me out. And yeah, like I said, tomorrow night will be another stream. I'll probably switch back over to Eevee. We're gonna do probably switch back and forth between this Delibird and Eevee. So I think tomorrow will be Eevee. Drop a subscription. Thank you very much, Trace. Honestly, helps me out a lot. I'm trying to get to 100. We just hit 50. Aiming for 100. That's amazing, dude. Thank you very much. And I will see everyone else tomorrow night for the next stream. Love you all, and peace.